Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I would also like to take part in your conversations in the comments below in my previous video, the one in which I told you that Lost Ark is actually coming to Europe and North America. You guys were talking about a variety of topics. I want to touch upon three of them. One is Lost Ark gonna come too late in the West. Two is Lost Ark gonna be a popular MMORPG. And number three is Lost Ark going to be the perfect MMORPG. All of these three topics are kind of basically one, so I'm gonna go through it in the video. Before that, as always, I want to say a big thanks to those of you who are supporting me on YouTube every month with the paid membership. I really appreciate it. One of you asked me in a previous video in the comments, how many of these people do I have that I always say thank you to them at the beginning of every video? I have 10 in total that are supporting me, and to those 10 I would like to say thank you again, because you guys are actually helping with your real money and it's really appreciated by me. Let's get into the topic, guys. Is Lost Ark going to come too late? Is Lost Ark going to be the perfect MMO? Is Lost Ark going to be a popular MMORPG? I believe that if the game is really good, there is no such thing as too late. I strongly believe that. Now, if the game is kind of weak and if the game is a little bit expired visually, and I don't know the word, but as you play it, you feel that it's kind of old school MMORPG, the combat feels a little bit dated and the graphics feel dated, then yes, it could happen that it coming to the West is too late. In Lost Ark's case, I strongly believe that it's not going to be too late, even if the game comes in 2021. Lost Ark is such a wonderful MMORPG, such a lovely game, so beautiful, so much polish and quality have went into this MMORPG that even without Season 2, it's still an amazing experience that can be played for years and years and years, simply because it just doesn't get old. The graphics are beautiful even in 2020, and they're gonna be beautiful in 2021. The combat is amazing from day one in 2018, and it's gonna be amazing in 2021 as well, and after that. So I highly doubt that Lost Ark coming out next year for us in the West, because we know for sure it is, we just don't know exactly when, is going to be too late. I believe it's going to be right on time. I don't think it's gonna be early fast, like hey man, they've got the best time to come out this year in 2020, or like Russia last year in 2019, but I think it's right on time. It's absolutely perfectly placed, and it's not gonna take longer than 2021. That we can also assume almost for sure. Now, is Lost Ark going to be a popular MMORPG, even though it's gonna come on time, according to my opinion? No, I don't think so, no. I don't think there is ever going to be any game as popular as WoW. Let's just get that out of the way, because that's like a fact set in stone. There is not gonna be ever in 100 million years an MMORPG in this world that's gonna beat WoW in terms of popularity or player base. Not Ashes of Creation, not Lost Ark, not New World, not anything that's coming ever in our lifetime. So having that said, let's talk about the other popular games. Final Fantasy XIV, BDO. Is Lost Ark going to be as popular as Final Fantasy or BDO? I don't really think so, but I do think that it's gonna be kinda up there with them. I don't think it's gonna be as popular as Final Fantasy, because it simply doesn't have the traction behind it that Final Fantasy has, and it's also kind of a niche game in terms of how the camera looks. It's a little bit of a mix in between, visual mix in between Path of Exile Diablo and conventional MMORPGs. It's an MMORPG, no doubt about it, but the way it looks might make a lot of players stay away from it, or not really enjoy the full freedom that you have in Final Fantasy or in every other MMORPG, where you feel that it's an actual classical MMORPG. Lost Ark has a little bit of a zing to it, and this zing makes it into a niche game. So I don't think that Lost Ark is going to be as popular even as Final Fantasy or BDO, but it is going to be a popular MMORPG amongst the on the third spot, if you wanted to put it like that. I think WoW is on the spot number 1. Then on place number 2 is Final Fantasy and BDO and this other game that I can't remember its name. And then place number 3 are the other cool games like Guild Wars 2, right? That is kind of popular. Lost Ark is gonna be also kind of on that place, and many other games that probably are going to come out in the next years are also going to be at that number 3 to number 2 level, right? Having that said, I also want to say my opinion in regards to Lost Ark being the perfect MMORPG. No, absolutely not. I don't think Lost Ark is the perfect MMORPG, because I think none of the MMORPGs that are currently out are the perfect MMORPGs. I also think that none of the ones that are speculated to come, like Ashes of Creation, like New World, etc., I don't think those are the perfect MMORPGs either. There is no such thing as a perfect MMORPG. Every single one of them is imperfect. Now, how you deal with one's imperfections, and do you like the fact that game number 1 is a little bit pay to win, and that is its imperfection? Can you handle that? Or are you a player that just simply cannot stand it, and then obviously game number 1 is not for you? Can you handle the fact that game number 2 doesn't have any end game grind? It's just completely equal, there's nothing to do besides achievements and events. Can you handle that? Can you actually play such MMORPGs? Then if you do, sure, game number 2 is absolutely perfect for you. But because we're so many in this world, and because there's so many different opinions, I strongly believe that there is no MMORPG that is perfect, and there is definitely no MMORPG that's going to kill WoW or any other MMORPG really. MMORPGs, in my opinion, don't come out with the sole purpose of killing that particular one. I don't know, BDO didn't kill Terra, right? Terra killed itself, and it happened the same with other MMORPGs that are currently very low populated or dying, etc. That they just did that to themselves. It's not because of other games. Other games and new games, when they come out, such as Lost Ark, etc., are going to take a little bit from WoW, a little bit from BDO, a little bit from Final Fantasy, and you know, those are gonna have just that bit fewer players there. But the more people grow up in real life, the more gamers come available, the more people look into MMORPGs and they like the genre, starting with 15 years old or whatever. So, you know, it's the cycle of life. But I don't think any MMORPG kills anyone, and I don't think there's any perfect MMORPG out there. If you like Lost Ark, then Lost Ark is the perfect MMORPG for you. You can stand its flaws. Now, there's some games that have many flaws, there's some games that have few flaws. But as you can clearly see, if we would have already a perfect MMORPG, then all of the MMORPG players would play that, and there would be 0, in everything else. But that's never gonna happen. Not with Lost Ark, not with future games that are going to be released, etc. At the end of the video, I would also like to highly encourage those of you that are new to the game or new to my channel to try Lost Ark before it comes out in the West. It is so important, and for so many reasons, to at least find your class. If nothing else, you don't want to learn the game, you don't want to get burned out, you don't want to spoil the lore, that's perfectly fine. But finding a class, playing several classes up until level 40, preferably 50, and doing a couple of dungeons, just entry level dungeons at 50, you don't have to do anything crazy, get gear and stuff, just basic things. It would be a fantastic opportunity with Season 2 coming out now in Korea and then later in Russia, and with the game being confirmed for the West, for you guys that are new and haven't tried Lost Ark so far, to spend a couple of weeks trying this lovely MMORPG. And not to mention the very basic fact of knowing if you even like this MMORPG, understanding if you can handle the camera view, do you like the combat, or is it too fast paced for you? There is so many things that you can learn, and you have this opportunity to learn the game as it is, as it's gonna come for us in the West, by playing it in Russia or Korea before it comes out, that you won't need to spend 60 euros or $60 on a founder's pack just so you can get 3 days head start, because you're gonna want that, right? There's gonna be a lot of goodies, there's gonna be founder's packs for us in the West as well. So why spend when you can spend now kind of 5 euros on exit log and play it in Russia for free 1 month, and then you get to know if you should spend next year the 60 or not. I'm just saying my recommendation, and I've always recommended this, to play Lost Ark, to try Lost Ark, not to play, sorry, don't play Lost Ark, don't take it seriously now, just try it. I've always recommended that, even if you forget about all the good reasons that I've told you, just because it's a lovely MMORPG, it's a lovely computer game, and it brings you joy to play it. I always have my guides on how to play Lost Ark in Korea, how to play Lost Ark in Russia. There's like 5-minute things that you follow and you just get yourself going, right? This is all I wanted to talk about in this video. Thank you so much for your comments on my previous one. I really appreciated them, and they gave me this idea so I can also pitch into to your conversations. I wish you guys lots of love. I'm gonna see you in just a couple of days now on Sunday, and until then, stay safe and take it easy.